Good morning, dear student. Myself, Miss Deepthi from Dip Scroll Bar. In today's lecture, we are continuing History Chapter 2, Establishment of Company Power. In this chapter, today we are going to read about Anglo-Mysore War. There were 4 wars fought between British East India Company and the rulers of Mysore. In Mysore, Hyder Ali was the ruler. Gradually, Mysore became a powerful state. Mysore's growing power alarmed the British, and that led to wars between the British and the Hyder Ali and later his son Tipu Sultan. So, in the given the table, they have shown 4 wars was fought between the British East India Company and Mysore ruler. The first war was the Nizam of Hyderabad formed the coalition with the British to attack Mysore. However, the Nizam was defeated and signed a treaty to help each other whenever the enemy attacks. The second war was in 1771. Marathas attacked Mysore, but the British did not help Hyder. Hyder died in the battle, and but the war was continued by his son Tipu Sultan. Finally, he signed a treaty at Mangalore. In Third War, when the Tipu developed restricted spices trade with the French, war was broken out with the British Lord Cornwallis defeated Tipu. Tipu lost his domains and had to give a large part of his territory to British as a huge fine, and 2 of his sons were taken as a hostage. In Third War, Anglo-Mysore War, the Tipu rejected the proposal of subsidiary alliances. Hence, the British under the Lord Wellesley declared war. Tipu died at Seringapatam in 1799. The British annexed the territories and placed them with the Wadiyars. A part of it was given to the Nizam of Hyderabad. So these are the 4 wars was fought between the British East India Company and the Mysore rulers. Next is the Marathas. After the Third Battle of Panipat in 1761, the Marathas were shattered due to the attack of Ahmad Shah Abdali. It was due to the attack of unity among the Maratha. So Maratha broke into 5 groups: Peshwas, Gaikwad, Holkars, Bhosles and Sindhyas. And their chief had a power struggle. British took advantage of this situation, which led to the Anglo-Maratha War, which was fought between 1775 and 1818. So the Anglo-Maratha wars Marathas was one of the greatest ruler of South India. So, but they were fighting between themselves for the power. This make them weak, and Ahmad Shah Abdali's attack make them show their power, show their use unity to the world. So this make a British very happy, and the British attacked them individually. So first war was there, the first Anglo-Maratha War. This was started due to the dispute session on the throne of Peshwa. The Maratha chief Madhav Rao too was supported by Nana Fadnavis and Raghunathan Rao, who was supported by the British. However, the Maratha chief defeated the British force in spite of the additional contingent of army sent by the Warren Hastings. Finally, a peace treaty was called. The Treaty of Salbai was signed in 1782, and Madhav Rao too was made the Peshwa. So this was the first war between the between the British East India Company and the Marathas. Second war was the Maratha chief Sindhya and Bhosle did not adhere to subsidiary alliances and hence declare war against the British. but were defeated and had a part of with Baruch and Ahmednagar. Similarly, Holkar did not accept subsidiary alliance and had to face the displeasure of British. The war ended with the peace treaty. Third Anglo-Maratha War. In this war, the the officer of Peshwa was abolished and the territories were taken over by the British. So the three wars, Anglo-Maratha war was there. First war was for because of the putting someone on the throne of the Peshwas. So second world war was due to the Bhosle and Sindhya. Sindhyas and Bhosle does not want to sign the subsidiary alliances, and there was so they have to fight with the British. And third was when the Peshwas officers were let down and abolished their and British abolished their territories. So this was the cause of the third Anglo-Maratha War. Annexation. A case study. Annexations means अपने सरकार अपनी स्टेट का या अपनी पावर को बढ़ाना. उसमें उनके लिए ब्रिटिश ने इसके लिए बहुत से तरीके अपनाए, जिसमें सब्सिडियरी अलायंसेस का नाम आता है और उसके बाद में डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स का नाम आता है, जो कि लॉर्ड डलहौजी ने स्टार्ट किया था. सब्सिडियरी अलायंसेस लॉर्ड कॉर्नवालिस ने स्टार्ट किए थे. तो इस चैप्टर में अब इसमें हम लोग पढ़ेंगे कि भी किन किन स्टेट्स को उन्होंने अपने टेरिटरी के अंदर मिक्स किया, अंदर लेके आए थे ड्यू टू with the help of these treaties. So let us start. Sindh was brought under the control of Veda. A treaty signed with the armies of Sindh in 1809. In 1833, British signed another treaty by which they agreed to transport army through it. However, during the first Afghan war, the British carried arms of Afghanistan through Sindh, and later Sindh was annexed by the Charles Napier in 1843. Punjab. The Treaty of Amritsar was signed with Ranjit Singh of the Punjab in 1809, which forced Ranjit Singh to restrict it to his expansion policies. Very soon after the death of Ranjit Singh, his son Dilip Singh, under the guidance of his mother, ruled the Punjab state. When the Sikh tried to cross the Satluj and occupy Lahore, the first Anglo-Sikh war was broken out. The British defeated the Sikh and Treaty of Lahore was signed, and Dilip Singh was made to the ruler, and war immediately had to pay to British. So Jhansi is there. Jhansi, similarly to the subsidiary alliances, the doctrine of lapse was introduced by Lord Dalhousie. According to this doctrine, a state will pass to the British if the ruler died without a higher or natural successor. It also do not permit the ruler to adopt a child. Due to this policies, places like Sitara, Jhansi, Sambalpur and Nagpur were annexed. Awadh. Dalhousie also annexed Awadh under the pretext of mismanagement. Political success established British supremacy over the Indian territory. British took advantage of political disunity of state. The British started the colonial system in India in systematic manner. When more states were under the control of British, it became mandatory to have good administrative setup. Hence, the British brought the new administrative policies and practice. So this was the end of this chapter. In this chapter, we have read about how the British British East India Company arose its power and control India, a large part of India. They have used the war as well as they have used some treaty was signed between the rulers, like subsidiary alliances and doctrine of lapse. All these things were to extend their state territory. So they have used all the means to control Indian politics by them. Indian politic and the instability in the Indian political system made them to do all these things. So in next lecture we are going to discuss about the back exercise of this chapter. Thanks for now.